everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a brand new speed build, this time doing a community lot build. So with me playing The Sims recently, I thought it'd be a really nice idea to do a community lot, and I've not done one in absolutely ages, but I don't know about you, but whenever I actually play The Sims, one of the first things I like to do is fill my community lots with just some really nice places that my Sims can go and visit. So I always get a little bit stuck when I go on the gallery because I feel like community lots aren't something that people build a lot of the time, and I struggle to find something that really kind of meets my needs. So I decided this time to create a kind of bar and pub. Well, this is actually like a Tudor inspired pub, but for the sakes of The Sims, it's either a pub or a bar. Whichever one you want, it doesn't really matter. So I decided to do this like Tudor inspired build over in Windenburg. So this is based on the 20 by 20 lot in Windenburg, and I think it was actually already a bar anyway. So I decided to just completely renovate this lot and just place this little sweet bar in the middle of the countryside. So the furnishings and everything came in at 85,000 simoleons, which is obviously going to be a lot less than if you were furnishing this like a house, because a lot of the space is covered with things like tables and chairs and just things that aren't as expensive as normal home furnishings. But over here in England, we actually have quite a lot of Tudor style pubs, and I really love them because I feel like in wintertime especially, they're just really warm and cozy, and that's what I wanted to create with this particular pub, is just like a really nice, warm and inviting atmosphere that people could really come and relax in the evening after a long Sims day. But I really hope you're all well wherever you are in the world. There is just so much going on in the world at the moment, which is just crazy, just absolutely crazy, unheard of stuff. Our Prime Minister yesterday announced like the official lockdown of absolutely everybody, shops and everything, and unfortunately there are some areas in England that are very highly populated, and I think the likes of London's really going to struggle, because whilst, I understand that everybody's been ordered to stay home, I also understand that there's lots of people that still do need to commute to jobs, and in the city it can be really difficult to get around transport wise, and a lot of people do rely on, the likes of trams and trains and things like that. So I can see that those particular places like London are still very, very highly populated and sort of crammed in areas, and it is quite worrying because it must be so difficult for those people to have to be put into those situations. But if you've got to go to work, or if you're a key worker, then, what really can you do? It's a difficult time. But I'm really, really hoping that with these extra measures in place, people will start to take them seriously, and, we can start to see a change. But what a crazy time to be alive. 2020 has not been a good year so far, really, has it? Now, as far as we go, we're doing really well. It was quite sad, actually, to be honest, because my eldest son was due to sit his final exams this year, just within the next couple of months, and he'd put in quite a bit of revision over this school year and from sort of last September. And don't get me wrong, he's absolutely over the moon that he doesn't have to sit his exams, but it's just, he had his last school day last Friday, and should have been a day that was just a celebration, it's the closing of a chapter in his life. And I think we can all remember our last day at school, but with his, obviously a lot of the teachers have barely slept that week. There was a lot of rushing around, making sure that all the pupils had everything that they needed, and it just wasn't really a nice way to go. And obviously they cancelled the proms and all that kind of stuff, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, your health comes first, and I think he's happy anyway because he doesn't have to sit his exams. Apparently, if he's not happy with the results that he's given, then he's free to resit them next year, so he's always got that option too. But yeah, as far as we're concerned, everybody's really well here. But all my children are at home now, and I'm actually doing some homeschooling. So at the minute, I've got both of my son and my daughter downstairs doing some schoolwork, and I do want to kind of make sure that I keep them, you know, learning as much as possible at home. It's not obviously going to be a full structured school day, but I have put a little bit of a routine in place to kind of keep their brains ticking over and keep them learning, because I think they're at quite an important age where missing a few months, it's not going to be massive, but I think if you can just keep them reading and keep them doing some maths and English and things like that, it's going to help them, you know, in the long run. So we're trying to keep a little bit of a routine there. Last Friday, I had the most manic day ever. And this is why it's been a while since I've actually uploaded, because it's just been crazy over here, just trying to get things organised and prepare for the kids being home. And so last Friday I cleared all my garden out, because over the winter I normally leave it, and it gets a bit leery over the winter. And it finally was the first day of spring last Friday, and it was a lovely day, so I thought I'm going to get out and completely clear the garden out, mow it all, cut the bushes, do the lot, and create a really nice space for the kids to just get some fresh air. But other than that, we've pretty much been, you know, just on lockdown. They've been doing a little bit of schoolwork and whatnot. And we've been going for, I'm quite fortunate, I live right next to a canal. And we've been going for some walks down the canal. So it's quite clear down there. There's not a lot of people down there. So it's just an opportunity to get out with the dog and just do some really nice walking and just let the kids just run and burn off some energy. Because I think that's probably one of the hardest things really, is normally in their day they would have the opportunity to go out and play and just run around like mad. So, you know, our garden's a good size, but they still need that bit more room, you know, to really run it off. So walking down the canal has been quite nice, just to get a little bit of exercise and some fresh air. But on the whole, I am trying to see it as a positive thing. You know, how often do you get the opportunity to really have your families at home, to be told to stay at home with your family and just, you know, spend quality time together? That's what it is really. And that's the way I'm trying to view it, is it's not the worst thing in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's not ideal. I know a lot of people are missing the socialisation aspects and going out and all the activities they normally do, but it's not the end of the world, is it? You know, we can make this work. And with the internet and things like that these days, you know, we've still got plenty that we can do at home. I do also have my dad and stepmom over in Spain as well, and they're on complete lockdown. And obviously, Spain's a little bit more worrying in the sense of how it's not really far behind Italy, to be honest, and they're really struggling at the moment. I think it's because Spain and Italy both have a real high amount of elderly people within their countries, that, you know, their life expectancy, they tend to live right into old age, and I think that's what the problem is. But they're taking measures really seriously in Spain, as far as I'm aware. My dad said that people seem to be respecting the rules and trying everything that they can to, you know, kind of nip this in the bud now, and hopefully the virus will slow down. But we can just hope, can't we? If everybody just does their bit, hopefully the sooner we can get back on our feet. But I'm going to try my best with videos as well to bring out as much content as I can. But initially the idea was that my youngest daughter would start nursery in April, and then I would have 3 days a week to work on my channel. But obviously all that's been turned on its head now, and I do have all my children at home. So the amount of time that I had to be able to spend on my channel is going to be less than what I had, you know, originally had planned. But I'm still going to be bringing out content, still going to be bringing out my videos, and be working as much as I can when I can to bring you some new content. So bear with me though, it's a kind of crazy time, but I'll see what I can do. Also, you may hear some background noise, which I always try and record my videos in peace and quiet, normally in the evening if I can, but occasionally you're going to hear things like the parrot. You might even hear my kids in the background. It's just one of them things. I can no longer record in peace, so these are quite Yeah, quite different times indeed. So I'm just finishing off the downstairs area of this build now, and as you can see I decided to go for lots of warm tones. So there's lots of browns and reds and blacks, and I just wanted to create this really kind of cozy atmosphere, lots of candlelight, and just be a nice chilled place to be. But at the same time I did want it to be quite an active bar so that it had plenty of things in it that you could do. So I put a dance floor in the downstairs area along with a piano, and I think it was like a microphone as well. But I also did the same for the upstairs, except for I put in some different activities upstairs. So I went for, I think it was a football table, as well as like the bubble blowing machine, and I think we had some chess tables as well. But I definitely made sure to put in plenty of things for the Sims to do. So not only is it kind of like a social hub, but they've got lots of really fun things that they can do as well. I know when it comes to specifically building a bar, you also have to include a TV. So initially I did some mirrors above the fireplace in the downstairs of the build, but I then ended up taking the mirrors off because I was kind of like out of room as to where I could put a TV. So I then placed a TV above the fireplace. So there's absolutely everything in this build as well to keep your Sims occupied. So you'll have to let me know if you want to see some more community lot style builds. I don't build them a lot really in the game, but whenever I do come to play, I always think I wish I'd built more, because it is one of the first things I do when I come to play a new game is to find some like really decent community lots. And I do know that when I do build community lots, I always try and build them really functional, so they've got absolutely everything that the sim needs for that specific build. I built a vet clinic. It was absolutely ages ago when Cats and Dogs first came out, and it's such a useful build because I always try and build them to be like really functional, as well as like to look good, actually be really functional to play in as well. And I've built this particular vet clinic, and I always place it in my game just because I know it's got everything that I need in it where I need it to be. So I could do with building some more community builds. I think I did a cafe absolutely years ago as well, and I really love that one as well, but I haven't downloaded that one for a while. But yeah, let me know what you think anyway, if you're happy seeing community lot builds. But I've also been working on a renovation series as well, which, you know, it was something I started a really long time ago, but I didn't put like the right rules or anything in place. And so this time I have, and I've made over a famous Sims house. So that's going to be the next build that's coming. And I quite enjoy renovations actually. It's quite a challenge to sort of take down a house and just rebuild it again. It's quite a good idea. So I enjoyed doing this particular renovation, so I'm going to be doing quite a few more of them. But yes, this particular build will be available to download from the Sims 4 gallery as we speak, and I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, it would be awesome to have you on board. But take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!